Hello guys, love the people out there. Good afternoon. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're just seeing my face for the first time, you're welcome on board. This is Jessica West 224. Like I said, I just did a video just now about how to become a lawyer in Nigeria. Now this video is basically going to be based on law school, how to go through Nigerian law school and how to scale through successfully. Now let me just tell you something point and plain. Law is not hard. Law school is not hard. In as much as it's not beans, it's not hard. Don't let any person deceive you. I remember when I was way little, I had a family friend who was going through law, and I told him, uncle, I have an intention of being a lawyer. I would like to study law too. I want to be a lawyer. He looked at me and what just came out of his mouth was like, law is not for babies. Oh, it was like that just dampened my spirit. I was like, really? So I can't read and scale through? Is it that I have to be mature? Some people feel you should be 30, 35, 45, those old people studying law, those are the ones that can make it, and your brain is still, you need to go and do a first degree before you come to do a second degree. That is all lie from the pit of hell. Don't let any person discourage you. If I went through law and made it, you too can make it. You too can make it. So, like I said, I've done a video about being a lawyer in Nigeria. If you've not watched that video, I can add a link at my description box below to it so that you know that. And I'm not going into that aspect right now. I'm going to talk basically on law school. Now, after studying your undergraduate course, your university will forward you down to law school. Forward your names down to law school according to your quota and maybe according to your performance, depending on which school you finished from. Once you get to law school, right there, how to pass by finals starts from day one as you step your feet into the law school. Take it that that's the beginning of your exam day. That's what I told myself. I remember when I was in university, I was like, when I get to law school, once I just see the gates, welcome to law school, Nigerian law school, I open my books and start reading. It was a joke, but it's actually a reality, something we need to put into consideration if you are in law school or intending to go to law school and you not consider that fact. There are so many distractions. Like in Nigeria, we have basically 5 law schools. We have Nigerian Law School situated in Abuja, the federal capital city of Nigeria. We have the one situated in Lagos. We have one in Kano. We have one in Yola. We have one which is the baby law school in Yenegua. That's the one I attended. 5 basic law schools in Nigeria. Now, once you get to law school, there will be distractions everywhere. You know, even the devil himself does not like good things. Right within, amidst the law students in that law school, there will be distractions. Some people go there and say they want to get married, they want to get husbands, boyfriends, this and that, they want to stray. But let me just tell you what you put in check. Just know if you miss that law school, you're not going to be called a barrister, you're not going to do anything relating to law in Nigeria. So just take it serious as the word serious itself. So once you get to law school, we have in law school we have 5 courses being taught in law school. We have the civil litigation, we have the criminal litigation, we have the property law, we have the corporate law, which has to do with companies, and we have the professional ethics and law. If at the end of law school, your bar finals, you write your exams, and you fail one of these first 4 courses I called, excluding professional ethics and law. If you fail one, you're to come back to law school to repeat just that one course, to rewrite that exam, of which you can take lectures in any of the center, but that exam must be carried out for receipt students in Abuja campus, which is the federal capital city of Nigeria. So whether you studied in Yenegua Law School, you will have to go back to Abuja to write your receipt exams. Yes, that's how it works. Then if you fail 2 of the first 4 courses I mentioned, you're coming back to write everything. You're coming back to write the entire 5. So you see how dicey it is. Sometimes you might fail 2. You won't even know the particular ones you failed because they're just telling you fail on your results online. You're coming back to write all. So how will you know which one in particular I failed to even put more effort? You will not know. So it's better you don't even fail. You're coming back to receipt all. Then there's this funny thing, this particular last one, which is the professional ethics and law, which has to do with the conduct of lawyers, the ethics of the profession. If you fail that one course, which is the 5th course, it's being taught on Fridays. If you fail that course, my dears, you're coming back to receipt all the 5. So don't even take the course. Seems very easier because it's just like a lawyer should not do this, a lawyer should not own a private business, a lawyer should not do that, things like that. When I mean private business, I'm talking about government workers. It seems easy. You just have to cram the sections. You just have to say the rules of professional conduct. Rule 1 sub this of the RBC says this. Legal practitioner disciplinary committee will punish law offenders. Will punish offenders of the professional ethics. This, that, blah blah blah. It seems easy, but my dear, take that 5th course, professional ethics, very very serious. Because once you fail that one course alone, they feel you're not even fit and proper. You're not qualified. Because they feel you don't even know anything in this rest 4. So take that one very serious. You try as much as possible to pass your 5 courses. And once you get to law school, they normally do 2 sessions in a day. The first one starts from 9, I think. You clock in and clock out to indicate your attendance. Once you start the first class, it gets to a point, you'll take a break, a 30-minute tea break. You go out, you take your lunch or your brunch, whichever one. After figuring that, you have to come back for the afternoon session. But most people, you know how our brain works now. After that first morning hours, when it's getting to the afternoon, some people are fagged out, they are tired, they're exhausted. So people just play around. People are easily distracted by people around them, watching video, watching this. And some of these law schools, they actually have Wi-Fi. So you might be tempted to be watching a video on YouTube. You might be tempted to browse Facebook, whichever thing you're doing to be distracted. But my dears, try as much as possible to sit tight. Then after that class, you're closed for the day. Let's say your lectures closes by 2 in some places, or in some campuses they close by 4. After that 4 or 2, you have to go to your hostel and rest. And law school is designed this way. Every evening, each student is being divided into groups. It can be 6 groups, 7 groups, 8 groups, or 10 groups, depending on the number of students admitted into law school at that particular year in that campus. Divide the groups, let's say, into 10 groups. If you fall in group 1 or group 2, you have your location for your group meeting. So every day there's compulsory group tutorials, group meeting, which your lecturers will give you tasks to work on. Some people are easily carried away. By that. Sorry, I was just turning off the AC because it was quite chilly. Some people are easily carried away by those tasks. Some people depend solely on those tasks and they really focus on that to read alone to pass their bar finals. My dear, it doesn't work that way. It's not magic. And what I would advise you is that you try and attend those things, because knowledge shared, sometimes there's 1 or 2 things you can benefit inside. But note this. Note when it is time to stop attending those tutorials. Maybe when it's close to your exams and you feel tutorials are not yielding results for you, my dear, quit. Stay in your room, stay in your library, wherever you feel is conducive for you to read and understand. Stay there and read, because when I was in law school, and I feel every other person who went through law school had the same experience, we have some I too knows, I too sabi, no people, Mr. Noah, knowest thou all. People who feel like they know even much more than the lecturer. I remember I was in group 1 here in my own set, and we were having a tutorial. Sometimes those tutorials, it's deep into the night. We close like 10, 11. Then you get back home. What time do you have to read? But you just have to attend those tutorials to help boost you up. Meanwhile, you're going back to class the next day before 9 o'clock. So it got to a time we were close to our exams, and I was becoming confused. Lecturer will say this, textbook is saying this, then your group leader or group members are saying this over a particular topic, and you feel like, God, is my head okay? Am I mixing things up? Am I this? Am I that? So I now went to the group meeting this fateful day, and I was telling my group leader, he was speaking authoritatively, like this is his position. Then another member of the group was speaking authoritatively, like this is the position. So I felt like maybe I've not read enough, so these people have been reading. And I now cited one authority. I was like, I remember that book, Criminal Litigation, written by Hambali. I bought that book right there, and it was with me. I read it and I was like, this is what an authority says, Hambali. It says this, that. The person stood up and told me to my face that is not the true position. I said, why? Are you an authority? This is Hambali, an authority in this field, which is a recognized textbook law school approves for law students to read. How come you're telling me? Person say, please sit down. That is Hambali's own point of view. He just wrote in his book. I was like, what? Hambali's own point of view? And I should take your own point of view and write in the exam and pass? So my dear, just stick to what your textbook tells you. Ignore too many side talks. Some people will come, this is one handout to one material. I remember my roommate there, she was quite funny. I had a handout and I was reading it. She was like, there's another handout is out. I said, who wrote this one? They say it's one, is it Chigozie or something? One person will bring this handout, it was written by one Ututu. Another person will bring this handout, it was written by this. I was like, who is this person now? They said, this one, you must buy it though. It's the person made 2-1 in law school. I bought it. Another person came and was like, so this one came and was like, read this book. It's somebody that made Tutsu that wrote it and it's self-explanatory. I was like, handouts. I was like, I'm the one that 2-1 read. How would I go and buy the one of Tutsu? You know, people are just confusing people around, telling you do this, do that. Sometimes even your very day of exam, after you've read and you've understood some certain things, keep it to yourself. Sometimes it's good to share, but try as much as possible to limit what you take into your head at that point in time. Sometimes before even entering the hall, somebody will tell you, no, this thing you are saying is not correct, or write like this is the true position. And we just go inside and write. But they take it that nobody in law school is perfect. Nobody is your lecturer. Take what your lecturer tells you, read your textbook and stick to it. If any person is saying a contrary view, you can consult your lecturers. If they say that one is not right, my dear, those lecturers are the ones marking your scripts. Don't listen to Mr. A, Mr. B who tell you my father was retired. My father is a retired CJ, Supreme Court. He said it's this, this is that. Court of Appeal judge said it's this, my dear. They are not the ones marking your scripts. Stick to what you have. So try as much as possible not to be distracted. There will be different dissenting views and opinions. Try as much as possible to stick to what you know. Sometimes you that feel you don't know, what you know is much more better than what the persons are saying. And when you come out of the hall, try as much as possible to comport yourself, because some people will discourage and make you feel like you've not written anything. Imagine coming out of the hall, somebody is telling you, what was your answer to number 1? You say, number 1 answer is this, that. Person will be like, hey, you failed it though. It is not that. The answer, it is this, that. You start crying. You start having high BP for something you're not even sure of. My dear, ignore those people. Don't bother about going back to see if your answer was correct or not. Just pray over it. Believe God and move on. Start reading for the next paper. Because once depression sets in from what people are telling you, you will be discouraged to even read more for the next course. So take it that what you've written. Sometimes in life, the course you feel you didn't do well, that's even the one that comes out with the best results. So try as much as possible, pay attention in law school, don't be distracted. Law school is simply the grace of God, not no book. I knew most people in my set then They were the bookworm. They were reading every night, and the library, they were there. The results came out. They failed though. They failed woefully. Then me that was not reading like them passed. Law school is simply the grace and mercies of God. So you have to be prayerful, you have to be spiritual. A lot of spiritual things happen in law school. Yeah, spiritual things happen in law school. I know somebody who hit her hand on the table and told me, "You come and pass law school and let me see." Yes, that person failed. I passed because I took it up in prayers. I told my parents, "We were praying. You have to be spiritually alert." Because you're at like the peak of your academics, getting to your desired career. A lot of spiritualities happen. Most people don't believe in it, but it happens. It happens. Somebody told me male hostel and female hostel is demarcated with a fence in Yenegua campus. A male stood and shouted my name. I was like, "From today your name is changed from joy to anger." Yes. One northerner held ring. They say ring is activated by breath of life or whatever. Used it and hit my head from behind about 3 times, thinking I will not pass law school. But do you know what? I passed. One person that was sitting beside me, he died the very day we were to write the first paper. Some people go blind, some people go mad during bar final. So you have to be spiritual. You have to know God for yourself. Pray as much as possible. Your hands be clean. And law school, don't even think of examination malpractice, because if you are caught, sorry for you. Where are you even going to? Into that same profession? It will not work that way. So another thing after law school, one thing you need to have is faith. You need to have the faith that you will make it and scale through. I remember when I was in law school, Daras is a company that produces wig and gown for lawyers. I told them, they came around, we've not even written the mock, MCQ mock, we've not even written that one. They're coming around, take measurements. So I was like, wow. And you have to deposit money for your wig and gown. I was like, okay, I'm interested, measure me. My roommate was like, was it my roommates? Okay, one particular girl was like, please, okay, I told the particular girl, I was like, you to measure now. They've measured me, you to measure. She was like, exam where we never even write first. You won't go, they go pay money, you never see results. I was like, okay, let me push God with my faith, pay for this thing down. And do you know what? That's why there's power in everything we do in our tongue. Prophesy good things to yourself and your results. Result came out, I passed too. She had a receipt. I am not happy she had a receipt, but I was like, what if I too would have gotten a receipt, but my step of faith made me scale through? So involve all the faith you need. Take away doubt, take away anxiety, take away depression, and depend solely on God, because it's not by who know book. There are some bookworms that will shock you. They will fail law school. Yes. So try as much as possible to be God conscious. Serve God with the whole of your heart. Don't go to law school and be doing book. I don't have time for God. I don't have time for church. There's chapel in the law school. Try to attend, make yourself useful. And I remember I sowed a seed before leaving law school in the fellowship. It was like, you're throwing your money in an ocean. You're just wasting, you're giving it to man. I was doing it like I was giving to God, and God looked at all those things at my heart and honored me. And I was like, God, I can't go back to write these exams. It's just God's grace, and you to do your best and leave the rest for God. But you have to read and take things serious. If you are interested in joining the law profession, it is easy. Don't let any person deceive you. It is easy. No course is easy. If you like, say you want to go and do history, English, whatever, it is very easy, and it is very easy to fail. So try as much as possible to depend on God and do your best. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, like, thumbs up, subscribe. Please pardon that somebody is making a call. Try as much as possible, thumbs up, like. subscribe, and share. God bless you. If you need more information, leave it in the comment section and I'll be right there to answer you. Love you all.